Hello beer lovers! Today I'm going to be reviewing a beer app for Android called Brewing Assistance. So as the name suggests, this app provides an aid to homebrewers in creating and monitoring their homebrews. So I'll be testing the free version of this app today. However, the full version, which is exactly the same except without the advertisements, is also available for 99 cents on both Android and Apple systems. So let's get into it! So the Beer Assistant app boasts an extremely comprehensive list of different fermentables. So starting at the relatively common, so dry malt extract, crystal grain, that type of thing, but moving through to specialty ingredients like flaked oats and honey. So whether you're just starting out with the basics and trying to piece together a pale ale recipe, like you can see me doing here, or if you're aiming for a honey-infused, double-smoked Belgian barley wine, the Beer Assistant has all the ingredients that you need. In addition to the large range of ingredients and fermentables that you can add, you can also specify the finer details of each grain. So you can punch in the Lovibond rating for each grain to determine the final colour that your beer will turn out. So the program does have an inbuilt default Lovibond rating for each grain, but if you do happen to know the specifics, you can go and put those functions in for a more accurate colour reference at the end of your recipe. Next thing you want to add to your beer is probably the hops. Now the hops for me is one of the most crucial parts of the beer, and so it's very important looking at this app that there'd be a good range of hops, and not just a good range, but a range that you can customize the type of hop you're adding, whether it's in pellet form, plug form, or full flowers, and be able to specify the AA ratings, or the alpha acid levels of each hop. Now this can be done in the Beer Assistant, which is great, and even better, and this was surprising for me, is that you can specify the region that your hop comes from. So for example, if you're going to look at East Kent Goldings hops, the Beer Assistant will give you the option of either the UK East Kent Goldings or the Canadian East Kent Goldings. So I was very satisfied with this hop section. As for the yeast, there's everything that you'd hope to find there as well. So there is the fluctuation, attenuation, and the minimum and maximum temperatures that can all be altered as well. I mean, for the amateur homebrewer it might seem like a lot of details, but it is good to have these options there. When you've finished your recipe, you'll get an overview like you can see here. So I've got some Chinook and Cascade for my hops, and I've got a partial mash with dry malt extract. So I've just started the timer, and you would have seen that little box pop up reminding me that I've got to add the hops. This is great. So it's at 59 minutes, and it will count down through the brewing process, reminding me each time there's something I need to add. At this point, since I've finished my recipe, I can have a look at the statistics that this program has generated, and it predicts that based on the ingredients they've added, I'll have an original gravity of about 1.057 and a final gravity of 1.015, giving me an ABV of about 5.5%, which is about right for the pale ale I'm going for, and IBUs of about 41, which is great given that Little Creatures is about 40. SRM in terms of the colour is about 9, which is also bang on for a pale ale. So if any of these were off, I could edit the recipe and it would update those statistics. So overall, the Brewing Assistant program, I'd recommend it. I've found no problems with it. It managed to run fairly smoothly, even on my old, outdated HTC Wildfire, which is packed full of memory and doesn't perform too well. So simple, functional program that I'd recommend to any home brewer or beer enthusiast.